So, the Riot Shield in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This weapon was the hardest weapon I've ever grinded to get gold. And that is across all past Call of Duties. It is so frustrating. It is so difficult. And hopefully these tips and tricks help you get gold on the Riot Shield quicker than I did. Right, so first let's talk about the class setup. How I set my class up, what I think is the best class to run if you're trying to grind out gold on the Riot Shield. So obviously, primary weapon, Riot Shield. Secondary weapon, a pistol. Your choice, whichever you want. You know, as you're going along with the Riot Shield, you may even get gold on the pistol. And then, 2 birds, 1 stone. Moving on to perks. Personally would run EOD because, you know, if you've used the Riot Shield in game, if you started to grind out gold on the Riot Shield, when an enemy sees you, you know, you're going to get everything thrown at you. Stuns, flashes, thermites, Semtex frag, you name it, it's coming at you. So obviously, EOD gives you protection against the explosives. So I would advise running that. Secondary perk, I chose Hardline. And then third perk, Battle Hardened, which is this game's version of Tac Mask that we've seen in other Call of Duties. That will then give you more protection and reduce the effects of stun grenades and flash grenades and stuff like that, which is also obviously, like I mentioned, going to get thrown at you. And while we're on perks, run Specialist. Don't use kill streaks. There's no point in trying to get kill streaks with the Riot Shield. Just focus on kills with the Riot Shield. So use Specialist. If you want to have it set up like I've done, I've got Ghost, Restock and Double Time. Obviously Ghost is then going to cover you from UAVs. Restock, you know, if you stay alive long enough to get 3 kills with the Riot Shield, then you've got Restock, which is going to replen your lethal and tactical. And then as the third Specialist perk, which is 5 kills, I've got Double Time. This helps with crouching kills, which we'll get onto a little bit later. But personally, I would advise running these 6 perks, or those 3 perks mainly, and then having these 3 perks as your Specialist perks. You may even find when you get onto the crouching kills, you might want to swap out EOD for Double Time, and then you don't have to get 5 kills to get Double Time to help with your crouching kills. Rest of the class, I've got Thermite. We'll get into that later on why I've got the Thermite. And then Stun Grenade. Obviously, you know what it's like. You've got the Riot Shield out. See someone in front of you. You can stun them and then kill them easier because their movement will be slowed down. Jumping onto modes and maps in terms of the best to get gold on the Riot Shield. Just like a lot of the other weapons, Hardcore Headquarters is on the list, but for the Riot Shield, I personally preferred Hardcore Kill Confirmed. That is just the best game mode to get gold on the Riot Shield. In terms of maps, the smaller the better, obviously. So my favourites, you know, you got St. Petrograd, in the restaurant or the hazmat building, you know, keep it close quarters. Hackney Yard in the green building. Ramazar, you know, the middle of the map, either on the roof or underneath at the bottom. And then Gunrunner in the pipe room. That is, without doubt, the best. That's where I got most of my camos done. And then, you know, you've got Shoot House as well. In the office, you know what people are like. People camping that no matter what. So get yourself in there, get your tent up, get your little fire going, camp in there, and work your way to gold. Right, so now let's have a more detailed look into the different camo categories and what each category holds in terms of challenges. So the first category of camos you unlock by default, as soon as you equip the Riot Shield, is spray paint. This one is pretty simple. It's a passive one. It's just 200 kills. 200 normal kills with the Riot Shield. Ignore that, because as you're going on getting camos for all the other categories, you will complete that without even knowing. So don't focus on that. Woodland, it says 50 kills while injured. This was I probably did this second to last. Not because I pushed it back to being second to last. It just took me that long to figure out how to do it. Because obviously on hardcore, 2 bullets, maybe even 1 bullet, and you're dead. So getting injured by the enemy and then getting your kill is really difficult. Just don't bother trying that. This is where the thermite comes into play. So as you can see on screen now, the way you want to do it is you throw the thermite at the floor, get your secondary out, put the Riot Shield away, throw your thermite on the floor, edge towards it, over and over until your screen is flashing black. If you just touch the thermite once, this won't count. Your screen has to get that black halo for it to count. After you've got that, each kill until you die after that counts as a kill while injured. Your screen cleans up, your jam goes off your screen, but your health does not regen on hardcore. So every kill after that until you die counts as a kill while injured. Moving on to the next, we've got digital. This is kills from behind. Only 50 of these. Again, like spray paint, it's passive. Ignore it. As you go on, you will get those unlocked without knowing. Next camo is Dragon. This one is very buggy. For some reason, this camo is glitched out. Kills with a throwing knife while using the Riot Shield and Dead Silence count. So, you've got your Riot Shield out, just pop on a throwing knife. If you're struggling to do this, just ditch the thermite, pop on a throwing knife, and, throw the throwing knife from behind the Riot Shield. You kill someone, that counts as a kill towards this camo if you've got Dead Silence activated. You don't actually have to kill someone with the Riot Shield with Dead Silence. Use a throwing knife. It's easier. Trust me. The next one, the Splinter category, you've got 50 kills while crouching. This is where I would suggest swapping out your EOD and your double time, because double time, 30% increased move speed while crouched. So, you can catch up to players quicker. You can approach them faster. In terms of typical movement, when you're engaging with someone when you've got the Riot Shield, never sprint. You put the Riot Shield away. Like, it might look like you've got yourself covered still, but you're not. You're completely visible to the enemy. What it's like on their screen is nothing like it looks on yours. So if you see someone at a distance, that's too far away, you can, if you want to do a random throwing knife, you do a random throwing knife. You do you. But I would personally leave it. Just go back to your little spot in close quarters and wait for someone else. If you're very close to someone, get up in their face. Don't crouch, stand up, get in their face. It is harder for them to shoot you when you're up in their face and you're stood up. In terms of when you get into someone, that's just, 5 or 10 yards away, and you're trying to get up to them, crouch walk. This is obviously where your double time comes in handy again. Crouch walk towards them, so obviously your feet are covered and it's a lot harder for them to shoot you. The next category of camos, we have got Topo. The challenges for this weapon category is to kill 2 enemies without dying 25 times. Again, just stick to what we've talked about so far, and hopefully you will passively do this challenge as well. The next one is Tiger. This is 25 kills while near smoke. So again, this one is quite bugged out as well, where enemy smoke counts also towards this challenge for each kill that you get near an enemy smoke or someone else's smoke on your screen. Just if the smoke on the map, get in there, get that kill. It counts. Also, gas grenades work, so it's not just a smoke grenade. So if you want to run the gas grenade or the smoke grenade, that's fine. Both will count towards this challenge. Next, we've got Stripes, which again is another passive one. 10 bus kills, which is ending an enemy's kill streak. Obviously, even a 1 kill streak is a kill streak, so every kill is going to count. And there's only 10 of these. You'll get these done quite quickly. And moving on to the second to last, you've got Reptile. This is another bugged out, glitchy category of camos. So for this one, for Reptile, you've got to execute finishing moves on enemies 25 times. Would you believe me if I told you that just a normal kill with the Riot Shield counts towards this challenge? Because it does. I got this done so fast without even realising that I'd done it, because you don't actually need to perform an execution or a finishing move, whatever you want to call it. And then finally, we've got skulls, which is 3 kills without dying. So essentially, it's a 3 kill streak, and you've got to do this 25 times. Obviously, it's just like the 2 kills without dying. It's an extra one. Follow the tips and tricks I gave you earlier in the video. Never sprint, stick to close quarters, and definitely listen out for footsteps. And make most of your stun grenades. But by the time that you've got to the skulls camo, you'll have got your grips with the Riot Shield. You'll have got the gameplay down, and you'll be slaying people left, right and centre, and you'll have no issues doing this challenge. And then after that, you've got your Riot Shield gold. So remember, never sprint, close quarters, use your stuns, listen for footsteps.